this is an interesting thing to try to pace properly because I need to turn this thing on and, oh, okay, very good. So maybe it's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be initially. So the next round of performances we're going to do, where is that thing? Is a series of PowerPoints. Yeah, PowerPoints! Now, the first one is going to be one that I made. It's called Why You Should Make Things. Oh, excellent. Everything is going according to plan. And this one is about, well, I suppose I should probably just get into it then. Okay, so here are some reasons why you should make things. Oh, I probably should have made it much larger for the people in back. Sean, I'm sorry. And not just things, but all kinds of things, whether they be small or big, silly, meaningful, dark, or just for the sake of it. And the first reason is because it's nourishing in and of itself, right? It's something that you can incorporate. And I think that as humans, we all like to create things, right? And so my first reason why you should make things is because it's good for your own heart. That's sort of like a heartwarming. Yeah, oh, good. Oz, excellent. I hope the microphone picks that up. The next reason is because I think we are spoiled by conventions and prestige media. And what I mean by this is that we're so used to seeing what stories should look like, right? We have an idea of like, oh, this is a good movie. And oh, like everything below like prestige, like HBO is just crap, which I don't entirely subscribe to. In fact, I find like the odder things, the smaller things, the quieter things to be much more interesting. And the only way I can even see them is if they are begun to be made. The third reason, okay. So what you're looking at, you wouldn't believe it, but it looks like a cactus made of glass. And you would never think that this would naturally occur in nature, and because it doesn't. It is made of glass. Sorry for that tangent. Okay. Back to my notes. Okay. So the third reason why we should be making things, why we should, whether it's a piece of digital art, media art, or just the words that we speak to each other, is because it stimulates our learning and our critical thinking by encountering obstacles, right? When we communicate to other people and it's awkward, right? That's interesting, right? And being able to work through those things and understand like problems a little bit more intimately because you're experiencing them, I think is a very fascinating place to start from. The fourth reason that we should be making the things. Okay, so these are also cacti. They are not made of glass. They're really cute little guys, and I want to bounce off them, but I know it would be detrimental to my own health. Okay, so let's just move on from that moment. Okay, yes, here we go. Fourth reason for making things. Hearing stories from our community gives us a more three-dimensional, nuanced understanding of what's happening around us than a flattened, highly curated set of stories told from everyone who can, right? If we can, for example, talk to every artist and see what, for example, makes it hard to be an artist, I think we could get a greater appreciation of what making art is. By the same virtue, if you make things, you will be able to see, wow, that must have took a lot of effort to make. This PowerPoint didn't. It was approximately about 5 minutes, and it must have got like mixed up with some of my photos, so I'm really sorry about those. But the rest of the points are really, really important, so I want you to focus up here and just ignore any sort of distraction. So. This is the top of a yucca cactus. You may be familiar with yucca. They are prominently featured in 2011's Rango, a fantastic film that is streaming on Netflix now. Unfortunately, this is not the top, so you don't really get to see the full yucca, but it's sort of like an old man with these like shimmy, like bunch of palm tree sort of spinally things, and it's just like, whoa. In Rango, they move. 2011. Oh, hey. Okay, so this is another cactus, but this is sort of like a traditional one that you might see in Arizona. What I liked about this one very much is it's little like, it looks like it has a cactus hat on top. If you see that. And just like the way they sprout out. And if you like look at them, they sort of like start to, well, sorry, I'm getting distracted myself here. Yes, yeah. So what this is more cacti. And they are dispersed. I like seeing cacti next to each other, like different cacti next to each other. This is a cactus that looks very much like a caterpillar. You could call it a cactus pillar if you want. A pillar of cactus. And if you're further back, you really, it's hard to see how like soft it looks. Like it's very, oh, so cool. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is probably a little bit too close to be to a cactus. So if you guys have like a temptation to smell a cactus, I would, just no, don't do that thing. You can like read about it or something. Buy an essential oil. This is too close. It took hours to remove these pricks. Okay, so, oh my God. My. Now that's a cactus. Look at that thing. How is that even feasible? It's like, what do you think those things weigh, right? Like probably like 30, 40 pounds a piece? Man. Yeah? More? Oh my God. Jeez, and they are tall. Like they're like trees. They're basically trees, right? Oh my God, this one is absolutely wild. It kind of reminds me of like Maleficent. There's this like smoothness to them, and then like it's not even like prickly. It's just like demonic. Like, but I appreciate it too. There's nothing threatening about it. It's sort of like dark and scary, but I know if I keep my distance, I'm gonna be okay. Oh my God. So this guy was a little bird that was hiding underneath a brush, and my favorite part is the shadow landed on his eye, so it looks like he looks so grumpy. Look at him, he's just so, and that yellow eye, my God. I didn't even notice. With it blown up, he has a little bit of a dirty beak. He needs to clean that thing up. Oh, and you know what? This is really interesting because this is a cactus that is looks a lot like a pine cone. In evolution, there's a thing called convergent evolution. So a lot of times you'll see morphological similarities between species that are very, very spatially apart, right? Such as dolphins and whales. They both have aquiline bodies, even though one's closer to a hippopotamus and the other's, I think, closer to a horse, right? So in this way, a cactus looking like a pine cone, what could that imply? This one I don't like. There's just something, I don't know. I lack the words for it. I wish. Okay. Jeez. Oh, hello. Okay, so it's not really done quite like, it doesn't do it justice to see it on this screen. But basically, I reduced the shutter speed, or no, the exposure of my camera. I really wanted to have like a bunch of, like imagine like waking up in the desert and then seeing these guys like coming closer to you, right? Just approaching you. Just like, it looks like you came to the wrong desert. And yeah, but they're still cute. They're not menacing. Okay, what else do we got here? This is pretty cool. Oh my God. Okay, so this looks like an old man, but I assure you it's not. What this is yet another cactus. Now this cactus is called an old man cactus. Why? I don't know. But you'll notice that the fur, it's like no longer spines. They are a wavy, wonderful, I didn't touch it, but it's just like, what is that? It could be litter. It might not even be natural. It could be just stuff that got stuck on it. That's also a possibility that I should not discount immediately. Oh, this is really cool. When cacti, when they dry out, you actually start to see like, oh, that's kind of wood-like. You know, because they're so plump, they almost feel like more like fruits. But when you see them dry out, you're like, oh, okay, this is actually structurally like on sort of a molecular level, very much like a tree, which is it's absurd. Oh, and then birds burrow through them, right? Very much like you would see cuckoos like go into trees and whatnot. And they can draw like eyes. And anyone like ever play Digimon or watch the show? Like, I think that's what that is, right? You got the cactus guy with the 2 eyes. I think birds live there. Absolutely absurd. These are fruit on cacti, which, like, I don't know, makes me feel weird, but, like, I like looking at it. Oh, these are more, I like when they're more clustered because it feels like a family of cacti. And these ones, oh my God, you can actually kind of almost feel the wind over time start bending them towards one direction or another. It's amazing how cacti can map out like how air flows, right? And man, like they must be really strong not to just topple over. This is what occurs to me when I'm looking at cacti, which is why I took so many photos. Cacti lovers. These ones look closer together, but the other ones staring. Who are they? Disapproving parents? Oh, yes. Right. Okay, so what was that, 5, 6? Might have been 4. Okay, so the reason, number 6, 7, why you should make things is because you don't need mastery, right? You don't need to know what you're doing. I have no idea what I was saying just now. I've already forgotten it. But you just need a little bit of curiosity, and it gives you just enough of a lens to see things in a way that might be interesting for others to hear. And as Audre Lorde, oh wait, is this an Audre Lorde quote in this presentation right now? Yes, and it says, the fact that we are here and that I speak these words is an attempt to break that silence and bridge some of those differences between us. For it is not difference which immobilizes us, but silence, and there are so many silences to be broken. The point that I'm making here is that everyone has little stories that they want to tell, but a lot of people don't. And I argue that it's not so much that people are incapable of resolving differences, is that they just tend to choose not to, right? They don't enter into the arena. And so I would be very interested in hearing what the quieter voices in our community and what their stories are. And that is the end of my presentation. So with that, clap, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness.